This episode is going to focus on Bionicle characters that are riding some kind of beast. Whether they're riding a dinosaur, or an elephant, or whatever else. Let's give you some ideas for how you can pair your Bionicles with some sort of towering beast. Here we go. Vio Howcast will be starting us off today, and this creation is the Tyrant Nero. A Bionicle riding a dinosaur. Nothing cooler than that. In fact, we might have seen something similar if Bionicle G1 didn't end. There were plans for us to visit the jungle world of Bota Magna, and we would have seen Bionicle dinosaur sets, or something similar. And what could have been? Anyway, the size of this mock is so impressive. Here's like just the dinosaur next to Kalma, kind of like your average-sized Bionicle set. So yeah, you can get an idea of just how massive this really is. And then with this shot here of the dinosaur next to Nero, you can get the idea of how big this Titan is as well. So yeah, the two of them together, I mean, you've got yourself a showstopper. If you take this to a convention, you'd probably win some sort of award. Now, I just adore the aesthetic on this. It's kind of a lovely, like, organic but mechanical hybrid. These sort of futuristic, shiny white pieces of armor mixed in with some lovely trans green details. It's awesome. It's also a nice touch to include some of these Invasion from Below canister pieces sticking out of the legs. Yeah, all this trans green. You get the vibe that this is some sort of scientifically engineered dinosaur, and perhaps these canisters are like batteries, and that's what powers this monster. I like that. I also like this face. This shaping on it is next level. Using some of these white Invasion from Below spike pieces was a nice choice. If you want these in white, they appeared in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars Ultra Build set. They were on the back of his legs. But yeah, placing these over the edge of the eye, it's a great way to give him a more serious expression. Something that's a little bit more stern and menacing. Couple that with the posable jaw and this like sea of teeth. It's quite a realistic looking face. Well, you know, as realistic as you can get for a mechanical robot dinosaur. The trans green tongue is also a nice little touch. Actually, this came on the exact same set I was talking about before. This was used on the blaster on Rocker's stealth machine, but it makes for a nice tongue. It's amazing how you can repurpose pieces when you really increase the scale of a mock. This would be too big for a tongue on a, smaller Bionicle, but here, it's fine. If there's pieces you have in your collection that you just never use, maybe you gotta build a really big or a really small mock. Suddenly that piece might take on a whole new idea and might be perfect for one little tiny detail. Dude, it's always a treat to see gigantic Bionicles like this. And it's even better when they're also incredibly posable, which this appears to be. Number 2, this is Clara the Biomechanical Elephant by Timeball. Hey, the protector of ice, riding a large elephant companion? Yeah! This is an odd choice of animal though. It's a protector of ice. You would associate it with, some kind of ice creature. To me, when I think of an elephant, I think of more hot desert climates. But I don't know, at the same time, I think the weirdness of this is what makes it cool. It reminds me of videos where you see, like a wild cheetah and a rabbit who've become best friends. You see them playing together, they cuddle up to each other when they're sleeping. It's this weird, strange, unexpectedly beautiful friendship. And I guess that's the same thing here. Somehow an elephant and an Isagori became best friends. That's cute. And also, it can be an ice elephant. This is a made-up imaginary world. You can do whatever you want. Either scenario is great. Now you might have guessed it. This is indeed a combo model. If you have pieces from the following sets, that's the Skull Warrior, Kopaka Masters, and the Protector of Ice. If you got those 3 sets, you could repurpose the pieces and make this. Being limited by only having a certain number of pieces, and then being able to pull off the shapes, the form, the anatomy of an elephant, that's amazing. And they didn't really even cut corners when they were doing that. This looks just like the anatomy of a real elephant. It's perfect. Really great idea to repurpose the crossbow pieces and turn them into the tusks. Man, this is your sign to go and build a combo model or an alternate build. It's such a good playground to come up with fun ideas and to repurpose pieces in very creative ways. From an elephant companion to a lion companion, Rafael Santiago has built Rocker, and he's given him this awesome beast. Man, I don't really know what it is, but I have such a great deal of nostalgia for white lions with a gold and white color scheme. I don't know if there was like a Transformer toy that I really wanted, but I never got that I'm kind of thinking of when I think of that. I don't know what it is. I know, I feel like I've got an attachment to that somehow. I need to unlock that memory. Hopefully someone can remind me of some sort of cool toy from the early 2000s. But regardless of that, a white and gold lion, a big one, sick. I would love to see a whole range of Hero Factory sets, and it's your heroes, but they're being partnered with some kind of animal companion. God, that'd be so fun. You know, you'd have to pick out the exact right animal to go with each hero. Maybe Surge could have an electric eel. I guess Stormer would have a rhino, since that was how he looked in 3.0 when they had animal aesthetics. But you don't have to stick to those animals. You could give Furno, I don't know, instead of an eagle, he could be, maybe he could be like a fire ant. That would be sick. Can you imagine Furno riding on top of a giant flaming ant? There's a lot of creative potential with this idea. So okay, yeah, the mock is cool, but it gets better. The lion can split apart and link up with Rocker. Now he has an awesome mech suit with enhanced weaponry and wires sticking out of it. What an amazing idea. So hey, if you want to take that awesome idea of animals and heroes paired together, maybe you could take it even further and have those animals transform into mech suits that can then link up to the hero. I'm telling you, man, there's so many good ideas here. Maybe we're really onto something. And why stop at heroes? What if Bionicles had them too? So good. Take a look at Rocker's crossbow. You'll see it's using these gold elements. Now, these pieces appeared on the set Chirrut Imwe, a set from Rogue One, one of those Star Wars Ultra Build sets. Yeah, that piece is not all that common, so maybe you've not even seen it before. I forget it exists all the time. But I tell you what, putting it on a crossbow, it kind of always looks really good. It's the perfect little finishing touch. And last, but certainly not least, I want to kind of break a little bit from the mold that we've been talking about with animal companions. It's the same idea, but it's done a little differently. This here is Scorpion Lord, and it's built by Triple. Now, the idea of this is this golden character. They've been grafted onto the back of a scorpion, a giant scorpion. And now, yeah, it's some kind of freaky half scorpion, half human monster. This isn't really a concept you see all that often, but I wish we did see it more often because it's sick. I think the choice to string all of these tubes on the bottom of the torso as a way of linking that to the animal, that was wise. It implies that these sections are indeed linked together, but you really get the sense that it is an unnatural connection. It's a strange fusion of some kind. It's a good way to do it. We also get a nice gold Brutaka mask being placed on the torso, and some Rocker 3.0 helmets making up shoulder armor. Hey man, masks will always look good as armor. This is great. Big fan of the use of this printed shield. It's a nice way of injecting just a little extra bit of gold into the design. If you want to pick up this shield, because it is a very good piece, it first appeared in some of the LEGO Elves sets. Unfortunately, if you want to buy those Elves sets, they are not cheap on the aftermarket. Everyone wants them. But if you happen to have one lying around, this is a great way that you could use it. There's one more secret on this creation, and I'll be honest, my jaw hit the floor when I saw it. It's so cool. There's an incredible amount of motion to this when you move it forward. It's so fluid and lifelike. And you can pull this lever on the back and the character can slash their scythe. Mate, that is so impressive. 2 mind-blowing play features wrapped into one creation. And for this play feature to move in such a lifelike manner. Honestly, this is better than some of the gear functions and play features that we get in official LEGO sets. This rocks. Top-notch work right here. You could easily put this in your submission to become a LEGO designer and you might get the job. So that's that. That's 4 mocks that focus on the idea of some sort of companion, a mount, or a nice big animal friend. If you want to see more creations from the people I featured today, take a look at the links below. You can find the social media of everyone right there. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now. Evo's animal companion could be like an armadillo, Breeze could have a giant leopard. Oh, it'd be so cool.